The flight scenario exercise puts into context the RT phraseology that you've learnt during this course. The scenario represents a typical cross-country flight being carried out by a light aircraft in the 25 kHz radio environment of lower airspace in accordance with visual flight rules. You have a choice of two versions of the flight scenario. In version 1 of the flight scenario, all the radio frequencies are spoken and read back using 5/4-digit phraseology. Refer to the lesson on transmission of frequencies if you wish to be reminded of how RT phraseology is changing. Choose version 1 of the flight scenario if you regularly fly in airspace where 5/4-digit phraseology is used. In version 2 of the flight scenario, all the radio frequencies will be spoken and read back using 6/4-digit phraseology. You've learnt that the 6/4-digit procedure for passing radio frequencies over the RT is used for all commercial traffic operating in the 8.33 kHz radio environment above flight level 245 in the ICAO European region. You will also recall that ICAO rules now permit this 6/4-digit procedure to be used in both upper and lower airspace throughout the world to pass all VHF voice communication frequencies over the RT, irrespective of whether the radio environment is 8.33 kHz or 25 kHz. As a result of the ICAO ruling, the European Air Navigation Planning Group has endorsed the concept that only one type of phraseology should be used, and has agreed that the 6/4-digit frequency transmission procedure will be applicable in upper and lower airspace throughout the entire ICAO European region for all aircraft flying either IFR or VFR, and regardless of whether they are equipped with 25 kHz radios or 8.33 kHz radios. The United Kingdom Civil Aviation Authority is introducing the 6/4-digit procedure for all aircraft flying in UK airspace from the 1st of May 2006. Consequently, private pilots flying in accordance with the visual flight rules in lower airspace in Europe must expect to hear frequencies passed from air traffic control using 6/4-digit phraseology. Where there is a read-back requirement, frequencies must also, of course, be read back using the 6/4-digit procedure. So, if you fly in Europe, or if you simply wish to practice the 6/4-digit procedure just in case, you should choose version 2 of the flight scenario. The following scenario depicts a PA-28 carrying out a VFR cross-country flight from Walden to Georgetown. The route goes under the airway Alpha 1 to a turning point over Cheam, 10 miles north of Kennington. From there it goes west through the Stephenville control zone to Fording House, about 20 miles west of Stephenville, before turning south to Georgetown. Although the setting is fictitious, the intention is to give you a realistic scenario in which to put into practice some of what you've learned in the preceding lessons. Clearly, if you just wanted to fly from Walden to Georgetown, you would take a more direct route. Furthermore, such a flight, when conducted VFR, would not involve very much radio work. For this reason, this scenario includes a number of situations and additional radio calls which you would not normally expect to encounter on such a flight. They are there for training purposes. As the route progresses, short commentaries or explanations are included when necessary so that you understand what's going on. The scenario starts with you on the ground at Walden. You've started the engine and are preparing to taxi. As in the previous lessons, the radio box or transmit button will flash to prompt you to listen to radio calls. In order to test yourself on what you've learnt from this training CD-ROM, you may wish to make the calls yourself initially, and then compare what you said with the recorded transmission. If you already have some flying experience, remember that this is a scenario in which the radio transmissions follow ICAO guidelines and may not always reflect exactly what you're used to hearing. However, though different countries have retained national variations, the words and speech groups used in the transmissions in this scenario follow an ICAO format which is recognized internationally by air traffic services worldwide. The radios depicted at the top of your screen are representations of basic 25 kHz radios with 5-digit and 6-digit single-frequency displays. Many pilots flying light aircraft, VFR, in lower airspace use 5-digit radios. However, some 25 kHz radios are 6-digit, so we depict both types in this scenario. For your reference, a list of frequencies used during the flight may be revealed by clicking the button marked Frequencies. Before making a real cross-country flight, a pilot will, of course, have already looked up all the frequencies that he'll require during the flight and will have entered them into his flight log. The frequency currently selected is the Walden Automatic Terminal Information Service frequency 121.75. When the radio on the instrument panel flashes, click on it to hear the ATIS broadcast from Walden. When the ATIS broadcast is complete, you'll change frequency to 121.95, the frequency for Walden ground.
This is Walden Information Mike, timed at 1420 Zulu. Runway 20 right-hand circuit, surface wind 210 degrees, 20 knots, 10 kilometers in haze. Cloud broken at 2,500 feet, outside air temperature +7, dew point +6. QNH 908 FOA hectopascal. On initial contact with air traffic control, confirm QNH and information mic received.
Walden ground, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, request radio check on 121.95 and taxi for VFR flight to Georgetown, 3 persons on board, information mic received, QNH 908 FOA.
Golf Juliet Mike, Walden ground, read you 5, taxi holding point, runway 20.
Readability 5. Taxi holding point runway 20, Golf Juliet Mike. You're now at the holding point for runway 20 and you've changed from Walden ground to Walden tower frequency. Although there are no other aircraft in this scenario, remember that in real life you must listen out for a few seconds on a new frequency before you transmit to avoid interrupting another aircraft. Walden Tower, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, at holding point runway 20, ready for departure.
Golf Juliet Mike, wind 210 degrees, 10 knots, runway 20, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20, Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, expedite takeoff, traffic turning final.
Expediting takeoff, Golf Juliet Mike. When clear of the traffic circuit, the tower would normally instruct you to change to the approach frequency.
Golf Juliet Mike, contact Walden approach 125.32.
Walden approach 125.32, Golf Juliet Mike. Walden approach, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, setting heading 040, climbing to 2,500 feet on QNH 908 FOA.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Call when leaving the frequency.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike. When you are some 10 miles from Walden, you decide that you would like to get a flight information service from Kennington. Walden approach, Golf Juliet Mike, changing to Kennington approach 128.95.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. 128.95.
Kennington approach, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike for flight information service.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, Kennington approach, go ahead.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, Warrior from Walden to Georgetown via turning points at Cheam and Fording House, 1-2 miles southwest of Kennington, 2,000 feet, QNH 908 FOA, VFR, estimate Cheam at Fife Tree.
Golf Juliet Mike Roger, Flight Information Service, set QNH 9086.
Flight Information Service, QNH 9086 set, Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, report at Cheam.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike. You're now approaching your first turning point. Kennington approach, Golf Juliet Mike overhead Cheam, setting heading 263, 2,000 feet, QNH 986.
Golf Juliet Mike Roger.
After you've flown some distance along your new track, the Kennington controller may decide that he can no longer offer you a flight information service. There may be several reasons for this, such as the controller's workload, or because you're getting too far away to maintain good radio contact.
Golf Juliet Mike Kennington approach, no longer able to provide a flight information service. Contact Alexander Information on 125.75 for further service.
Roger. 125.75, Golf Juliet Mike. Alexander Information, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, for flight information service.
Golf Juliet Mike, Alexander Information, go ahead.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, Warrior from Walden to Georgetown via Cheam and Fording House, 20 miles east of Stephenville, 2,000 feet, QNH 986, VFR, estimate Fording House at Tree 8.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Flight Information Service, will you be crossing the Stephenville control zone?
Affirm, Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, Stephenville runway Tree 4 closed for repairs. Call again when you're 10 miles from the zone.
Roger. Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike. As you approach 10 miles from Stephenville Control Zone, you'll need to inform Alexander Information of your intention to change frequency to Stephenville Radar, which is the Stephenville initial contact frequency. Alexander Information, Golf Juliet Mike, 10 miles from Stephenville, changing to Stephenville Radar 128.15.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. 128.15.
Stephenville Radar, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, request control zone crossing.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, Stephenville Radar, go ahead.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, Warrior from Walden, 10 miles east of Stephenville at 2,000 feet on QNH 986, VFR, en route to Georgetown via Fording House, estimate control zone boundary at 27, request control zone crossing.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Squawk 6 FOA 12.
Squawking 6 FOA 12, Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, you are identified 8 miles west of Stephenville. Fly at 2,500 feet on QNH 987. Report reaching control zone boundary.
2,500 feet on QNH 987. Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, traffic 2 o'clock 4 miles, on final approach to runway 26.
Traffic in sight, Golf Juliet Mike. You are now approaching the edge of the Stephenville control zone, and you must transmit your position as instructed. Note that you do not yet have positive clearance to enter the control zone, so you must make your call in sufficient time for the controller to give you that clearance before you actually get to the edge of the control zone. If you wait until you're on the boundary before calling, you will almost certainly infringe the control zone illegally.
Stephenville radar, Golf Juliet Mike, approaching control zone boundary.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Cleared to enter control zone on track. Maintain VFR at 2,500 feet, QNH 987.
Clear to enter control zone on track. Maintain VFR at 2,500 feet, QNH 987, Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Call when leaving the control zone.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
When flying in a control zone, you can expect to be given lots of information about other traffic. This is an example of the sort of situation you may be faced with.
Golf Juliet Mike, traffic 11 o'clock, 3 miles, crossing left to right. If no contact, turn left, heading 230.
Left heading 230, Golf Juliet Mike.
As soon as you see the traffic, you should inform the controller. Provided it's safe to do so, he may then tell you to resume your own navigation.
Golf Juliet Mike, traffic in sight.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Resume own navigation. Call when leaving the zone.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
You're now leaving the zone.
Golf Juliet Mike, leaving the control zone.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Squawk 7000. Call when leaving the frequency.
Squawking 7000, Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
Now that you're clear of the zone, you decide to ask for a flight information service again. You could get this from Stephenville, but you suspect that they may be fairly busy, so you decide to request the service from Alexander Information.
Golf Juliet Mike, request change to Alexander Information on 125.75.
Golf Juliet Mike, frequency change approved. 125.75.
Golf Juliet Mike. Alexander Information, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, request flight information service.
Golf Juliet Mike, Alexander Information, go ahead.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, PA28, Walden to Georgetown via Fording House, 7 miles west of Stephenville at 2,500 feet on QNH 986, VFR, estimate Fording House at Tree 9er.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Flight information service, report overhead Fording House.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
You're now over your second turning point.
Alexander Information, Golf Juliet Mike, overhead Fording House, setting heading 175 and descending to 2,000 feet to maintain VMC.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Request your estimate for Georgetown zone boundary.
Estimate control zone boundary at 55. Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, roger. Call when leaving the frequency.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
Just as you did with Stephenville, you'll need to give Georgetown plenty of warning that you wish not only to enter their control zone, but also to land. As before, you'd call them on their initial contact frequency, which we will assume is the same as their approach frequency. We will also assume that you have listened to the Georgetown ATIS, which is giving information hotel.
Alexander Information, Golf Juliet Mike, changing to Georgetown approach on 120.62.
Golf Juliet Mike, Roger, 120.62.
Georgetown approach, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, Georgetown approach, go ahead.
Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, PA 28, Walden to Georgetown, 8 miles north of your control zone, 2,000 feet, QNH 986. Estimate control zone boundary at 55. Information hotel for landing.
Golf Juliet Mike, cleared to Georgetown VFR. QNH 988. Traffic northbound 737, climbing to flight level 80 IFR.
Cleared to Georgetown, VFR, QNH 988, looking for traffic. Golf Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike. Traffic has passed flight level 50. Report airfield in sight.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Mike.
The airfield is now in sight.
Golf Juliet Mike, airfield in sight.
Golf Juliet Mike, contact tower 123.8.
123.8, Golf Juliet Mike. Georgetown Tower, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike.
Golf Juliet Mike, Georgetown Tower, join right base, runway 23, QNH 988, report final.
Join right base, runway 23, QNH 988, report final. Golf Juliet Mike.
You're now on final.
Golf Juliet Mike, final.
Golf Juliet Mike, wind 220 degrees, 15 knots, runway 23, cleared to land.
Clear to land, Golf Juliet Mike.
You're now on the ground.
Golf Juliet Mike, take next left, when vacated, contact ground 124.5.
Next left and when vacated to ground 124.5. Golf Juliet Mike. Golf Juliet Mike, runway vacated, changing to ground on 124.5.
Golf Juliet Mike, Roger.
And finally, you taxi to your designated parking area. The scenario ends when the pilot has repeated the taxi instructions.
Georgetown ground, Golf Foxtrot Hotel Juliet Mike, request taxi instructions.
Golf Juliet Mike, ground, take next left and follow taxiway hotel to the end, then right into Apron Delta.
Next left and follow taxiway hotel to the end, then right into Apron Delta. Golf Juliet Mike.